Hey everyone, I'm Lizzie and this is Lizzie Reads and welcome to my rest of November TBR. So it is Wednesday to film this. Hopefully this is going to go up on Thursday. I am starting 2 readathons this week and I thought I'd combine them together, and those readathons are the Tome Topple readathon, which is hosted, it's round 7 by the way, which is hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and the one readathon to rule them all, which is hosted by Ashley. This is round 2 of that, hosted by Ashley from Don't Have a Degree in Reading. And I really like both their channels and I like both of these readathons, and it kind of works out really well for me that they both are happening at the same time, so I'm just fitting them one into another. But I'm going to start by telling you about talking you through the books that I've got for Don't Have a Degree, it's Don't Have a Degree in Readings, Ashley's readathon. But what I mean is for the one readathon to rule them all. And this is a fancy only readathon, well, you know. And I've got some books here that I'm planning on reading, and we'll see what happens. But first of all, I'll let you know, this is kind of like a pick your own adventure, so like lots of different places based on Lord of the Rings are related to challenges, and she's done sort of like guided challenges, and then or you can pick your own adventure, like sort of different things. Basically you just have to get to Mordor. That is the whole point. So that's the only challenge that's really pretty important. So I'm going to try and do every single challenge. Now, that being said, I don't know how many there are, I haven't actually counted. I'm not going to do read 10 books. I'm reading 6 books, which is ambitious because last month I only read 5 books in 2 weeks, but I'm going to give it a go, and obviously some of them are times, some of them aren't. We'll see, but we're going to try. So first of all, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to read for Mordor, a conclusion in a series. So I'm going to go for The Crown's Fate by Evelyn Skye, which is the second, and in this challenge it can be the most current book in this fantasy series. And this is a fantasy novel set in Imperial Russia, about a young girl called Vika and the Tsar Pasha, and it's about basically what happens in the first one, which is it's magical and wonderful and glorious. But also I'm going to use this for Brie. Sorry, I'm holding a makeup brush, I don't know why. Which is a non-EU setting. This is kind of cheating, but there's not actually any rules. It's not school. I kind of do what I want. So Russia is kind of in Europe, so kind of in Asia. And when I double checked on Wikipedia, I was like, is it definitely in Europe or is it? It says Eurasia. That's not Europe. So I'm going to use this, and it's this shows how the lacking in diversity that's on my shelves. But once I've read this, I can buy a lovely new diverse book to read in the winter, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I really want to read this, and this is 416 pages, so it's a big book, not quite a time. But I'm going to put the books I mentioned here. Yeah. Also, it could. No, actually, I'm going to use that for a different one. I'll come back to that. Actually, the second book I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to show you because it's an audiobook. I always like to have an audiobook on the go. Makes me get through books quicker. That makes that 7 books because I counted the books on my shelves. And that is The Stone Sky by N.K. Jemisin, which is the last in the Broken Earth trilogy. So if I don't read this one, I can still tick the conclusion in the series, which is Mordor, so I can still make it to Mordor if I don't read this, but I probably will because that's the one I'm most excited for. And that covers Gondor, which is read a book with a personal colour main character or author, and this has both. And also it will cover Rohan, which is a female main character. So yeah, that's really exciting because it's got this is kind of like sci-fi fantasy. It's definitely SFF, like borderline. It's kind of about an Earth where it's gotten to the point global. It really plays on themes of global warming, which is pretty cool. It's pretty good. Yeah, and that is definitely a tome. I can't remember how many hours the thing is, but it's definitely over 500 pages, so it's going to count for Tome Topple as well. But I'm going to go over Tome Topple at the end because the challenge is a little less specific, so I'm just sort of putting things here and there. Next, we are going to talk about A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin. Now, this is a tome, right? So we've got a tome. And also, this will cover Fangorn Forest because it has magical or supernatural creatures, dragons. Also, other things. Spoilers. If you haven't read it, watch the TV show. Yeah, so this is the next in the series that I'm going to read, and I've not read it yet, but I've watched the whole of the series so far. So I know what's going down. Also, it will count for Moria, which is Grimdark, and this is listed as Grimdark on Goodreads, I think, because it is violent. Sorry, I don't know why I sound so excited. And also, it will cover Isengard. I've got my fluffy pen as well. I'm so excited about Readathon. I'm such an idiot. It will count for Isengard as well, which has perspective or POV of morally grey / villains, which I definitely think Game of Thrones does. I think that ticks those boxes. So that's 3 places. We're going to Fangorn Forest, Moria, and Isengard. Oh my god, we're 3 books in. We're going to 2, 4, 5. We're going to 7 places in Middle Earth. We are hitting this shit out of the park. Now, also, we have, one of them is Minas Tirith. That's how I always pronounce it. I don't know if that's right. Read a fantasy book. Any of my books can count for that. I'll let you know in my wrap up which one I decided. Next, we're going to Rivendell for our LGBTQIA+. Apparently, I haven't read this, so I'm going on what Goodreads is telling me. And that is 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Is this a tome? It's 490 pages. It's absolutely a tome. I don't care. Well, actually, Sam does say in her video if it's like, it's literally do whatever, basically. Not do whatever, but you know what I mean? It's like 10 pages undone. And also, I'll be going to Lorien. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. It's been a while since I've watched or read anything. Not that reading helps. Audiobooks might though. For Indie Press, and on there, on her like description box, Ashley put the big 5 and then what they are. I can't literally off the top of my head. And Indigo doesn't seem to be an imprint of any of those, so I think this is the right. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's just a bit of fun. So that's my next one. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, and then for the Shire, we're going to reread a favourite fantasy book, the Shire, and I'm going to reread the Polar Bear Explorers Club, hopefully towards the end of the readathon, because it is quick. It's not a tome. It's a children's middle grade book. I read it last year for the first time. If you've been here since the beginning, you'll have seen it in my my favourite books of the year last year. I was obsessed with this. I thought it was so good. I think about it quite often. It was so magical, and I want to reread this ahead of the next one coming out. And then the only one I am missing, which I'm not sure I will get to. Oh my god, why have I done this to myself? It's because I only decided just as I was going to post this that I was going to try and do this challenge. Is reread. Where's the standalone? Helm's Deep. Standalone. Now, in Ashley's video, I recall her saying she's counting, what's it called? What is she counting? What's this? Oh, Magical Realism. And I've had this book, Skinful Shadows by Frances Hardinge, on my TBRs for months. I wanted to read it for months. I do want to read it, I really do. And it's about a young girl called Makepeace. And yeah, it just sounds really magical. And I think she said magical realism can count. So this might be like a bystander, or like maybe something to tag along the end, hopefully. Because if I do all this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I swear there's one more. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Then I can be caught up. I can do all of the challenges, and that'd be really cool, really fun. But it's my birthday next week, so I'm not so sure. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm going to put it there because I do have the intention to read it all the time. It's just picking it up. It's probably going to be one of them books I'm gonna put off for ages, and then I'll pick it up and be like, why did I ever put this off? So yeah, that's what I'm going to read. Now, let's go back a little bit to the Tome Topple. Officially, this is the only tome plus the Stone Skye. So that's 2 tomes. And the challenges for Tome Topple, I read more than 1 tome. So that would be 2 tomes in there. There is a graphic novel section, and I really want to read a saga compendium, like from the point I'm at. But they're quite expensive, and I'm just going to see, like, I'm like going book shopping at the weekend, and I might just pick it up. Also, I work somewhere where I can get book discount. I'm just going to see like what money's like, because I don't want to put myself out of pocket for a challenge, but I do really want to read it and buy it eventually. So if I can, I'm going to try and read that. But if not, yeah, I don't. Read at Home in a series. Both of the tomes that I've aforementioned are in a series. Buddy read one, which I don't think I'll be able to do unless I find someone that's buddy reading my previous TBR, because I didn't want to buy too many books, because I had credits on Audible, and yeah, I'm trying to read the books that were already on my TBR, trying to make it work best for me, really, in a fun and exciting way. So if anyone wants to read any of these with me, please give me a shout. And read an adult novel, and this is adult, Stone Skye's adult. So actually I'm doing most of the challenges. So yeah, I feel really good about this challenge. I'm really excited. I've been vlogging this week, and like the lead up, the preparing for it, trying to finish the books I'm already reading. Yeah, I'm just feeling really good about it. And sorry if this has been an absolute shambles of a video. The lighting is bad. I'm looking tired after work. I'm never looking in the camera. But yeah, I really appreciate you watching this. If you're taking part, let me know. If you've got a TBR, let me know. I love TBRs. I love TBRs. I just don't stick to them. So we'll see my wrap up. But I've been vlogging this week in the lead up. I'll be vlogging throughout the 2 weeks of the readathon. Oh, I didn't mention the dates. Oh shoot. So basically, Tome Topple starts on the 16th to the 29th. And the one readathon to them all is the 17th to the 1st. So I'll be like combining them, just doing 2 weeks of fun. But yeah, I've vlogged like this week leading up, seeing as I'm wrapping up all the books, and I'll be vlogging next week and the week after when I'm reading. I'm not sure how I'll split them up, and I'll do a wrap up because I love a wrap up. Right, thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you fancy it. If you don't, I'll see you soon. Bye.